Hello everyone, we are into day 5 or project number 5 in the Spring Bloom mystery box. And since I started all of the other days by doing a DTF print, today will be no different. I am going to press the front and back template that we have in our box, the one that looks like this. So this little image goes on the front and this image will go on the back. I am going to use a light gray cotton Gildan shirt. And when I finish doing this, I will be on to project number 5, which is our garden flag. Let's get this pressed first and then we'll move on to the garden flag. While my heat press is heating up to 305 degrees Fahrenheit, I want to just remind you that when you're pressing DTF transfers from Atlanta Vinyl, that it's important that you follow the instructions that go along with their transfers. So let's look at this one. All right. So this, it says trim off any of color registration strips. We don't have any of that. And then it says to preheat the garment for 3 to 5 seconds. I will do that. But before I do that, I am going to cut this image away from the other image. Okay, so I have the first and the second part of the image, and then I kind of really have to decide where I want it, but we'll do that in a minute. All right, so preheat the garment 3 to 5 seconds. The way I like to preheat my garment is just fold it in half. That lets me know where the half inch or the halfway mark of the shirt is, so my design is centered. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'll do 5 seconds. Okay, my shirt is creased in the middle. Now with this front part of your design, or the left chest area for this part of the design, you have to decide how far down you want that to go. So my shirt, this is half of it. I'm going to, kind of make a decision about where I want to place this. I think this is fair right here. And if I had to measure it, I don't know. I mean, this is going to be, this is going to be a personal preference type of thing. But when I'm looking at my shirt, I have it folded in half. I'm just going to decide that I want mine right here. So I can hold this in place while I go press this. And I will just keep it folded in half while I'm pressing it. Okay, I'm going to press that for 15 seconds, 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So here is my image. It's still cooling down. I'm not going to peel it yet, because if I'm following the instructions, I know that I need to let this cool down first. But because I also know that I need to press the other side, I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to unfold my shirt. And since I have a crease already, I know where the middle of the shirt is. What I'm going to do is come about 4 to 6 inches from the collar. That's also a matter of personal preference. If you want your design, towards the upper part of your back or in the center, it is going to depend on where you want yours. I'm going to come down about 4 to 6 inches. So maybe 5 inches would be like the sweet spot. So I'm going to put my shirt here. And if you have a measuring tape or a ruler, you can use that. You can just kind of eyeball it, do whatever works best for you. Okay. So like right at about, I'm going to put mine at the 5-inch mark. Okay, I think that looks great. And once again, I'm pressing that with heavy pressure, 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. Okay, so now with Atlanta Vinyl DTF transfers, you're supposed to let them cool down. So I kind of fan mine, I wave it around. You can see the transfer tape or whatever paper is still on the top. I'm letting this cool down completely before I peel it. When you're removing your paper, whatever this transfer paper is called, whenever you're removing your film, if your image starts to lift, press it again. That's what it says right here on the instructions. You can always refer back to the instructions. And if you lost your paper like this, you can go to the Atlanta Vinyl website, and these instructions are on their website. Okay. So I'm just letting this cool down. I want to make sure it's completely cooled down. It doesn't have to be cold, but it should be cool. So let's look at the front first, since that's the side we pressed first. So here's the front. I'm just going to peel this off. There it is. See that? See how cute that is? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to cool this, cooling. Peeling it off. That looks so good on gray. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the last thing that's on the instructions is to cover the image with parchment paper and press it again for 5 seconds. Now, I like to press mine for 10 seconds. Don't tell Atlanta Vinyl I said that. So I'm going to get some parchment paper and just put it on top. I'm going to press this for 10 seconds, and then I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing to the back. So here's the front. Here is my parchment paper. I'm gonna press it for 10 seconds. Turn it over. Just press it for 10 seconds. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is how my DTF transfer turned out. I love it. I love it. You'll probably see me wearing this in the next video. This is the other side. I just love it so much, and it's not going anywhere. Now, once again, this image is not available on the website. However, you can order custom DTF transfers from the Atlanta Vinyl website. I have placed plenty of orders for custom transfers. Okay, now on to the reason why we're all here, and that is to press our garden flag. Before we start pressing the garden flag, let me let you know what you're going to need. You're going to need the image that came with your box, your mystery box. Your mystery box also came with a garden flag. I'm only pressing one side of my flag. You'll need butcher paper to protect your heat press from getting any of the ink on it. And you'll also need a garden flag holder. Luckily, I have one from when my kids graduated from college, so I still have one right here. I've also heard that you can get these at Dollar Tree. Okay, so if you're in the United States, you can get these at Dollar Tree. This image is also not available on their website, but you can order sublimation prints from the Atlanta Vinyl website. Now, I'm going to increase the temperature on my heat press to 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 seconds. Okay, I'm going to place butcher paper on the heat plate. And while that's heating up, I can be lint rolling this. Now, it's very important to pay attention to the direction of your garden flag. So this is the top where the opening is that goes, on the top of your flag holder. So, you can decide if you want to, which side you want to press, but this is where the opening is. So make sure your image is face up, just like where the hole is. And I think it's important to lint roll it. So I'm going to lint roll my garden flag to make sure there are no blue fibers. I do know that I am going to have to press this twice. Okay, so I have two images that are the exact same. Okay, so I'm going to cut them apart. I'm also going to cut a little closer to the image. I don't need all of this extra white around the image. So this is how my image looks now. I cut a little closer to the edge. All right, and I'm going to pre-press the flag, but I am putting butcher paper on top. Okay, here's my flag. Now what I'm going to do is tape the flag to the image so that I can press it and it doesn't move around. I'm going to secure it very well. Heat resistant tape. I am going to just make sure it's secure as possible. Okay, I have my heat resistant tape. I have the image face down on the flag, but it's also in the right direction. So here's the top of my image, here's the top of the flag. Okay, I'm just going to tape it down as good as I can, because I know I'm going to have to press this multiple times. Okay, so this is how my flag is taped. I'm not taping it at the bottom. I think it's fine. I taped 3 pieces on the left and 3 pieces on the right. I know I'm going to have to move this because my heat press is not big enough. Let's go over to the heat press. I have butcher paper on the platen. I'm going to put butcher paper on top to protect the top of my heat press. Okay, 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So it's pressed the first time. Now I'm just going to carefully pull it down so that it can press again. Okay, so I'm pressing it the second time. I just pulled it to the side in my heat press. If you don't have a heat press like this, you still may have to press yours twice. Just be careful not to move the image. Just, pull it back carefully. Make sure it's still, adhered to the flag. Okay. I'll move it all over here at one time so we can see it together. So recap, I have butcher paper on the bottom, then the flag, then the image, then butcher paper on top. So here's the top. You can see that the ink was released. Okay. Let's see, I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so let me let you see this. Oh my gosh. So pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, look at this. Oh my gosh. Look. Carefully remove the tape and oh my gosh. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy I have 2 of these because when this fades, I can do another one. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you can see my ink release is very good. I still feel like there's a lot left on here, but I'll let that go. Okay, so here is my flag. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So now what I do is I take my garden flag and I'm going to put this on there. Do it like this. And the reason why it's like that is to make sure your flag doesn't fly away. So pretty. Now it's raining outside today, so I'm not gonna put mine outside today. I don't want to just mess it up. I just made it. But there it is. Isn't that so cute? Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So pretend like I'm outside. So this is how my flag looks, and then it's just blank on the other side. And I still have my other image to press whenever I get ready to, but I'm just going to save that, okay? So hopefully you did find this helpful. Hopefully you are enjoying all of the projects that are included in the Spring Bloom mystery box. Let me move this up so you can see me better. And you might even consider ordering your sublimation prints from Atlanta Vinyl. I am enjoying this experience so much. If you are finding this helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.